What is up, my podcast listeners? This is your host, Rafal Matuszewski, and 2022 is among us, and this episode, I don't really know where it's gonna go because I personally went through a traumatic event in my life where, Christmas was really good. I had all these plans and intentions to, like I always say, crush the next year or just crush it in general. And my first day back at work, off holidays almost a week ago, came back into work. I had like this whole plan laid out for January. Like, I'm super excited. Like, January is literally one of my favorite months because you have some time to decompress over the holidays, you spend time with family, you eat, you drink, you do all these things that you don't normally do, and then it kind of just recharges me, and I'm like, boom, let's freaking do this. And, the universe kind of threw a fucking rocket into my fucking teeth. And my apartment ended up being flooded because of a burst pipe and some frozen water above my kitchen that thawed out and then eventually just poured through my light fixtures, my microwave oven, all those things. So my entire place is being gutted right now, and next 4 months I'm living with the in-laws until all that shit is fixed, renoed, and kind of threw my life into a whirlwind of emotion, pain, stress, and I'm just so off my course that I thought I had. And to be honest, I was like really, really close to like a fucking mental breakdown. I had no idea why it was happening to me. Everything was kind of looking up. But, the last few days, I really had to dig deep. It's really easy just to kind of fall into that feeling of, woe is me, oh my God, why is this shit happening to me, like blah, blah. Because that's the easy way out. Easy way out to do that. But, I had to find some sort of silver lining. Not even a silver lining, just, I think this made me, kind of forced to reflect. And what I kind of got from this whole experience is 2022 may not be what we expect it to be. It may not be the year that we're going to have it all or see an increase in, like, say, happiness or whatever it is, because we are, no matter what, have huge hurdles, maybe smaller hurdles throughout this entire year. And me having this expectation that things were going to go back to normal, like everybody wants to right now with this pandemic going on, it's probably not going to happen. And I think I was kind of naive thinking that, and it kind of made me invincible. It kind of made me just blind to the fact that something could go wrong. And I think I'm just one of those really, really optimistic people. And at the same time, that kept me going. But I feel like I should have prepared for the worst. And I used to do this all the time. Like in business, in fitness, in relationships, I would always mentally prepare for the absolute worst shit show that would ever happen. And because I would have that expectation, then, anything beyond that is just going to be an awesome surprise. And I think I kind of forgot to do that this past year, because this past year, 2021, was the year of me rebuilding and finally seeing progress, finally seeing things turn up. And I think I was just riding that high for way too long. So, 2022, I think the best advice I could give, not only for life but fitness and health. Like, expect a huge disruptance in your progress. Like, say you're like me right now, because one of the things I promised myself is that I'm going to really focus on my body and health this year, because last year I was just trying to maintain, and my goal was like minimum of 20 minutes of exercise every single day. This year I really want to build upon that base that I had and challenge myself a little bit more and see what my body does. You know, I want to get stronger, I want to get leaner, I want to do these things. So I told myself, even in the midst of this traumatic experience that my wife and my dog went through, of our entire place being destroyed and having to move out and pick basically things that would last us about 3 to 4 months, was definitely challenging. But the thing that I kept close to my heart, that I knew that wouldn't fail me, that would give me a sense of belonging, a sense of normalcy, I guess, was to train every single day. In the last 3 days, I have gone to the gym and worked out. And even though I was so stressed out, you know, my life was turned upside down and literally no energy. My diet has been fucking shit because it's like survival mode right now. I still have that, and I know that I need to prepare for the worst, and I think that's what we need to do in 2022, is prepare for the worst. Because, you know, even if you look at this pandemic, you know, things started looking pretty good. Things were reopening. Travel was opening up again. All you had to do is take a test, and if you were clear, you were able to go. And then this variant came out of nowhere and started fucking our plans up again, right? So I think everyone kind of goes through this, is when they get to that high, when they get to the top of whatever it is, the scariest thing is being cut from underneath and falling down to the beginning again. And that's where I kind of feel that I'm at right now, is that, you know, I'm ground zero and I have to do this again. And I think if we mentally prepare that things like this will happen, because, you know, in my case, my entire apartment flooded and I disrupted my whole like routine. Like, I have to start from scratch. Like, fucking, I need to get used to brushing my teeth because I'm in a different house, I'm in a different bathroom, like all these different little things, right? Like, I need to rebuild basically every single habit I had. Like, even my work habits have been off. Like, I haven't been messaging or emailing as fast as I used to, and that's on me. Like, I need to work through that. And I think a lot of times when we are pushed into these corners where you're literally squished and every ounce of you has like left your body, it reminds us how hard we had to work to get to the point where we were. And it's just part of the process. It's part of who we are as human beings, that we're so resilient that, you know, we can go through so much shit and still rise up and still, you know, push through and see success. You know, we rise and fall, and, you know, I haven't watched this movie in a long time, but one of the quotes that really resonated with me with one of the Batman movies with Christian Bale, when Alfred was saying that, you know, why do we fall? It's because we learn how to pick ourselves up again, right? So I think, and I've talked about failure in my podcast so many times, and actually I haven't brought it up in a long time, is like, it is so vital for our growth. It's so vital for us to become like bulletproof as human beings, and it directly relates to how we're going to be successful in 2022. The more failure we go through will make us so much more resilient to anything else. And, you know, I'm really taking this experience as a blessing, as weird as that sounds, to really push and, you know, get through it. And I know for a lot of people out there, it's really hard to get to this mental state that I'm in. It's really hard to push through all the negative. And my only advice is like, just do a little bit. And again, this is the stuff that I talk about all the time, is small increments of change add up over time. And, you know, I'm excited for this next quarter, the next 4 months, because it's really going to challenge who I am as a human being, challenge my mental health, challenge my physical health, spiritual health, everything. And my challenge for everyone out there listening and watching is to prepare for the worst. Know that as everything is going your way and everything seems like, you know, it can't get any better than this, just prepare for the worst, you know? And you won't be shocked like I was. Like, this literally kind of threw me for a loop. So 2022 is going to be the year where you're going to prepare for the worst, but at the same time attack it with such vengeance and revenge that nothing is going to stop you, even if you fall on your face, you know, 2 weeks into the year, 3 weeks into the year, fucking 3 months into the year. You guys are resilient. You guys have this. You guys are going to make 2022 your year to rebuild and finally see success. I know there's always going to be challenges along the way, but if you dig deep within here and really search within you, that little piece of, you know, internal flame that always is burning no matter what you go through, that's your motivation. That's where you're gonna find that little push to keep going forward. Because the worst thing you can do is just let your entire world cave in and just pull you down. You guys got this. I'm excited for 2022. I'm excited for you guys. You guys are gonna do such amazing things this year, and you guys are so strong. You don't give yourself enough credit for what you've been through in your own life, what you've been through your fitness and health journey. You don't give yourself enough credit. So like fucking after you watch or listen to this, like fucking like give yourself a big ass hug, or like just like take a moment to appreciate who you are. So I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna keep this nice and short, get to the point. But in more exciting news, like I released my ebook date, January 28th. Get ready. So if you haven't put your name down for the pre-sale list, it's in the show notes. It's just a Google form where you put your name and email down, and you will get an email early before anyone else with a special discount for my ebook, where you'll get, you know, early access and you know, be a proud owner of the Ironclad Body Training System Volume 2. And boy, this book is a monster. Over 100,000 words. To put it in perspective, my first volume was 40,000. So you're getting a lot of content. You're getting a self-assessment that's going to dictate what version of the program you do, and you get 4 months of an entire program to follow, and that includes full-on Kinstretch workouts that I recorded. So you get to actually follow along with me, and I'm going to post actually a little preview of that, how it's going to look. And I'm so excited to release this thing because I got some big goals for 2022 that nothing will stop me from getting there. So I'm excited to release this book. My website's done for the book, so stay tuned. I'm also going to do a full episode on my book and what to expect. So keep an eye out for that. Hit the show notes, add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And sign up for that pre-sale list for my book. I am so excited. So until next time, you guys, I'm going to continue giving the best fitness and health advice out there. And again, remember, you fucking got this. 2022 is going to be your year.